Hey guys, Vass here from Aussie Playground and welcome to another unboxing. Today we're going to be looking at the Rocksta. Now this is a 1/24th scale four-wheel drive, four-wheel steering little rock crawler from Hobbyking. It's a new release under their Basher series of RCs, and I have to say I'm actually a little bit excited about this because although I'm not much of a crawler guy, this one definitely looks very cool and it caught my attention and I just had to get it. So without further ado, let's crack the box open. If you do want to read up on some specs, you may want to pause the video right now and you can read all of that. But very quickly, we'll open up the box. This is how this guy comes packaged in here. So on the top here, we have our usual manuals and so forth. So all of that is there. I'll pop that aside. And in here is our little truck. I mean, look at the size of this thing. This thing's tiny. That's my hand. So very, very cool. We'll pop this guy aside just quickly and we'll get this one out of the way as well because that has our remote in it. Now the remote for this is actually very unique because of course it has a few different functions. Whoops. It has a few different functions that allows you to switch between four-wheel steering, so between your front and rear wheel drive. And we'll get the car out of there as well. This is pretty much everything you get. You don't get any batteries with this guy. And just very quickly, I'm going to realign the camera so you can see this a little bit better. Okay, so there we go. So the remote, we'll start with that. This is the remote unit itself. It does run on 4 AA's, so nice and easy. Let's see if I can put this back into place somehow. Took it off, here we go, and there we go. So no collapsible antennas. It's got this like really sleek antenna there. Nice rubber wheel. This is not foam, it's actual rubber, and the trigger actually feels very good. One thing I do like is just the grip and everything on this. I mean, it is hard plastic, there's no like rubber feel here, but it just feels really nice and comfortable in the hand. Now behind this little door here, you'll see that there's quite a number of different switches. Now this will allow you to switch between your front wheel drive, so you click that mode button there and you'll see the lights sort of go on, and you've got your front wheel drive, front wheel steering, rear wheel steering, and then you can have all 4 wheels turned to one direction, so it'll the car will sort of crab, and then you have like a really tight circle setting. Sorry, the camera's going out of focus there. You've got a really tight circle setting there where if you turn to, say, the right, your front wheels will turn to the right and rear wheels will turn to the left. So it gives you a really nice tight turn on there as well. You do have some trim buttons here as well, which is really handy. And of course, you've got some reverse switches there to go with that. So yeah, really cool remote. I like that. And now for the star of the show here, the little rock crawler. You can see it has a steering servo on the back here. It also has one on the front, and it does have individual motors for the front and rear diffs. Suspension wise, I have to say it's you know, probably real bouncy. I would have preferred something a little softer, but it's not too bad. Everything is sort of plugged into like this a central board here, and then you've got your on and off switch just up the top. Battery is accessible through the bottom. You've got 4 micro tiny little body clips here holding everything in place, and the battery will go in there. The tires themselves don't have any foam in them. They're just kind of like air filled, and you can hear that's how they work. And yeah, it has this sort of like aluminium or steel body on it, which is really nice. I really like the look of this. The suspension, you know, it has fairly decent articulation on it as well. So very cool little car. And I have to say, you know, I enjoyed this car so, like, I was so keen on getting this thing that I ended up getting 2 of them. So now both myself and Paul and even my kids will get out there and have a little bit of fun with these things. They're great to sort of have around the house. You can just pile up a bunch of shoes or some pillows or whatever it is you got lying around. You know, I've got spare tires here and I was mucking around with them and getting them over the tires. And it's really fun to try and, you know, kind of create a little bit of a course and just have a bit of a good time with these things, have a bit of a laugh. and just challenge your friends or your family to see who can make it over a specific course that you've created. So of course these are, you can take them outside, but they do have their limitations. They're only small, as you can see, but really good fun, and I'm very much looking forward to using these in the long term and showing you guys some running footage, because yeah, these I think are great just for rainy days, or when you can't go outside, or when you got 5 minutes to kill. Now, before I finish up, just very quickly, in regards to the batteries that Hobbyking recommend are these ones. I'll actually take it out of the bag so you can actually see it. So I've got myself these. These are, come on camera, do your job here, focus please, thank you. 350 milliamp. They're a 2S little LiPo pack. They come with like these little JST connectors, and that's the ones that they are. They're very cheap to buy. I actually bought myself, got 4 of them, so should have plenty of runtime with these guys. Before I got the batteries in, I was actually using, see if I can get one here, I was actually using these. These I have from my old Cessna plane. They're only 180 milliamps, so they're only very tiny battery. But even with these batteries, I was getting about 5 minutes runtime with these things, which means they don't take up a lot of power. So you can get a decent runtime even with something like this that costs, $2 or $3 or something like that. Now, my buddy Paul did bring over one of these. This is a 500 milliamp. Now, I don't particularly recommend these. You can squeeze them into the battery box. It's a very tight squeeze, and you kind of crumble up your wires and everything. You can fit them. We did fit this one in there, but it's a really tight squeeze. You're going to struggle to really get it in there. So I don't know how many minutes, probably about 20 minutes, maybe more run time with something like this. But if you do want to get a long run time, and you can be bothered sort of squeezing it in, you can get these as well. But I think the 350s, personally, you're probably going to get over 10 minutes runtime with something like this, or around about the 10-minute mark, for such a small battery that doesn't cost a lot, and for a car that doesn't cost a lot. That's ample runtime. I mean, you get 2 or 3 or half a dozen of these little batteries, and you could be out there using this thing for hours. So that's what I recently got, guys. That is the Basher Rockstar, which is a 1/24 scale little rock crawler with 4-wheel drive, 4-wheel steering, and a very unique remote as well, with all the options on there, which I'll run you through in the running video as well. So that is it from me. Thank you all very much for watching. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and of course, as always, check the video description for more information on the cars that I'm presenting here, as well as a link to my Facebook page. Thank you all again, and I'll speak to you next time.